Hey guys, alright, today we're going to be watching the Italian tank meme by Potential History. I don't know fucking shit about tanks outside of really the main players, Germany, Soviet Union, and America. Know a little bit about the British and French, very little, just a little bit. Then I think I could recognize the names of those tanks, but not really what they could do or their capabilities or if they were good or not. I know about the Bob Semple tank. God damn, that thing is a beast. The Bob Semple. Whew. That thing's deadlier than a tiger. Oh man. Anyways, let's go ahead and I guess learn about the Italian tank meme. And hope I don't get copyright strike for this. Choose your side. You'll do chin measurements. Loading garbage. Oh, it's so hot. Oh man. Those are some beautiful tanks.
Some of the ultimate meme tanks, at least in my opinion, are those from the Italians. And unlike many memes from World War II that became jokes later on, or grew out of myths, the people who saw them firsthand were well aware of this at the time. Erwin Rommel writes often about the lack of supplies and equipment given to Italian soldiers by their commanders in North Africa, and their performance suffering as a result. So today we will look at one aspect of this, their tanks. But first, some background from the Armchair Historian.
Hey guys, Griffin here from the Armchair Historian channel. Italy is remembered as one of the three big Axis powers, hell-bent on asserting fascist control all across the globe. Well, either that or as a total joke, and more recently, the latter. From the outset, during the invasion of Greece, Italy would establish a reputation for not doing so well in the war-waging department. From Stalingrad to Bardia, oh god, just look at that. Italy's performance remains poor to say the least. For more information on the incompetence...
Wait. I didn't realize this as I was looking at it, but they lost this? They lost. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How do you... I mean, I know the Australians were fucking brutal. They were savages in war. Same with the New Zealanders. But... Huh. How?
Italy's performance remains poor to say the least. For more information on the incompetence of Italy's military, check out the video in the description below. Thanks to Potential History for collaborating with me on this topic.
I think I've watched that one. I think I did.
This is the most numerous tank produced by the Italian army, which was directly influenced by the design of the British Carden Loyd Mark VI tankette. Often referred to as the CV33, it featured riveted armor. Hey Mussolini, World War I called. It wants its shitty armor design back. And a bogey suspension on a leaf spring. Although by the time the L-35 variant came out, the armor was bolted, which made for a sturdier design. It was equipped with twin 8mm machine guns and was used just about everywhere the Italians fought, from the Soviet Union to Italian East Africa, and remained in service for the duration of the war. Press F for the guy who had to crew one of these in 1944. The only notable variant of this tank was the L3-LF flamethrower variant, as it could spread panic against enemy forces if it got close. Although functional, these tanks did poorly against just about anything with an actual anti-tank gun, or really just a high-caliber rifle or machine gun.
Yeah, but they look fast though, so like they could be used in flanking maneuvers, I guess. But I mean, obviously that armor is certainly an issue, but still a speedy tank, right?
But I mean, I guess it's kind of cute.
Yeah. There's almost no footage of this thing. Oh boy.
Fielded in 1940,
oh,
the
that thing's a speedy boy.
Designed as a direct upgrade from the L3-35, was the main tank used by the Italian army on the Eastern Front and also saw service in the North African campaign. It was a light design with riveted armor between 6 to 30 millimeters in thickness, and had a one-man turret in the center with a single Beretta Modello 35 20mm main gun and a Beretta coaxial machine gun. Due to shortages of medium tanks in the Italian army, it was quickly put into regular units, though it was mainly designed for scouting and reconnaissance. It was first put into action in the Balkans and made up a lot of the Italian armored forces in Operation Barbarossa. Although slightly better, this thing was basically a stunted Panzer II and featured still many outdated designs such as a side door escape hatch and an underpowered engine. This tank was designed to replace most of the Italian designs before it, being sent in large amounts to most of the Italian divisions to directly upgrade old models, and ended up being the main battle tank for the Italians during the war. The design was mostly upgrades from previous tanks, namely a wider turret to hold a 47mm anti-tank gun, and a better engine for mobility. The design borrowed heavily from Vickers 7-ton, which meant it was based on reliable, tried-and-true tank-building methods, which was very good. The problem was, these methods were from the early 30s, making the tank outdated at its debut.
Italy, come on.
This one doesn't count. It came in way too late at the end of the war, made no impact, and I don't even think the Italians used it, just the Germans did. I could continue to go on, but this became a dead horse beating about halfway through. For most people, the story of Italian tanks and the Italian army's performance in general chalks up to everything we just discussed on the surface. Their stuff was bad, and they were bad. Let's make fun of them. And although I'm all for a good history meme, I don't think the Italian army deserves it the way they get it. And I would point to 3 reasons as to why. The first reason is, Italy is not a very wealthy country, especially compared to its allies and enemies. The Italians had a very rough go economically for the past 20 years or so, and simply didn't have the money to sink into large-scale military development or expansion. And because of this, they did what they could with the poor industrial base. At the outset of World War II, Italy had been a very agrarian country, and actually would remain that way until the second half of the 20th century. Italy lacked any form of real industrial base, and more importantly, the resources to drive one to create armored vehicles that could in any way keep up with the other powers it was fighting and fought alongside. And you can see the results of this very clearly in how they not only produce very small vehicles that would be less taxing on the industrial base, but mostly base them off foreign designs because they do not have the industrial capability to produce their own, so they do the best with what they have available. The second reason is, like the French and British, the Italians had refight the last war syndrome very bad. Because of this, Italian commanders, unwilling to break with what worked for them previously, prepared for combat in very rough, unforgiving mountainous terrain, just as they had fought in World War I. This is where the surplus of tankettes comes from. It is not really until 1935 that the Italian army realizes that the situation has changed and they will most likely be fighting in other types of terrain. But, due to the aforementioned weak industrial base, the Italians have a lot of trouble shifting the gears of their economy to a different type of war production, as it is so weak. I think one reason we forget this is due to the fact that Germany very easily was able to shift production from light to heavy tanks, so we expect the same of the other Axis countries, not bearing in mind the economic differences of
I was not expecting this twist to be about then actually, being kind to Italy. Being kind to World War II, Italy's economic situation, and the reasons as to why they could not produce such good tanks and stuff. That's a really good twist. Unexpected twist, and excellent arguments being made here by Potential History. I love it.
Now you have to be asking yourself, if this is the case, and these awful tanks are the result, why in the name of God would they throw in behind the Germans to get involved in this gigantic war that even on paper it looks like they have no business being in? Well, the answer to that, and answer number 3 to this whole question, is this guy. No wait, this guy. Nah, I'm kidding. It's him. The original fascist brainlet himself, who decided that regardless of his country's economic or industrial standing, he had to restore the Roman Empire. Somehow. And pushed his country into war long before it was ready, even actually before World War II began, when he got into a conflict in Ethiopia in 1935. And to do this, Beanhead Benito rapidly expands his military under the aforementioned economic and industrial problems, of which the poor tanks are only one of many disastrous results, along with holes in logistics, outdated weapons for the infantry, and just an overall lack of modern fighting equipment for the military. I mean, just look at the Italians outside Stalingrad. They're not even really given a fighting chance with what they were equipped with. So my main point is, although Italian tanks are an excellent meme, they were born out of a desperate situation and not really in ignorance of the facts of what made a good tank at the time. And I think you could broadly apply this to most of the Italian army, that they were willing to fight and could fight well, but were horribly let down by their leadership's inability to reason with the facts on the ground. I would like to...
Damn. That was really good video. I was just expecting memes, but no, we got educated. We got educated, and we got given a excellent argument, and with some excellent points to sustain said argument. I don't know what else to add, because I don't know much about Italy during World War II. I really don't. So, but I just thought this would be fun to watch. I've seen, this is one of the older recommendations before I went on that binge of Salmonella and Oversimplified. I remember seeing someone recommending this, so thought I'd finally get around to checking it out. And yeah, really good video. I love it. I love potential history. I mean, I love most of these, if not all of the history YouTubers here that make their own original content, which I do plan on doing sometime. I just need the time to do it. But yeah, leave a suggestion down below for what you want to see me react to next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.